Hey guys, so before I film this story time, I wanted to show you my tree. So I just got done putting the star on the tree. No big deal. Hey you guys, thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Maciel, just in case this is your first time on my channel. And today I have a story time for you. And this is the story of how my wannabe sugar daddy ended up being my friend's dad. If you guys like the shirt that I'm wearing, it's by the brand Blurry Visionz, and check the description box because I'll have a link to their Instagram. They have a bunch of other colors and it's pretty dope design. So if you like it, make sure to check them out. Story. So I met my wannabe sugar daddy at Cinnabon. I was working at Cinnabon at the time, and I was opening the bakery that day with another guy. I was opening the store, and let's name that guy, I don't know, he's kind of irrelevant to the story, but let's name him Benjamin. So I was opening with Benjamin and everything was fine. You know, the first thing we do when we get to the bakery is get the coffee ready. But we get there at 9, right? But the bakery doesn't open until 10. So I usually don't take customers until 10 because we won't have any goods to sell, right? Okay, so it's cool. Me and Benjamin are getting our stuff ready. And then it's like 9:30ish and Benjamin was like, oh, I'm gonna go do something real quick. But there's always that one customer that your lights can be off, your oven can be off, you can have nothing on, and they'll still come before 10 and assume you're open. Don't know why. So of course, it never fails. I'm opening, it's all chill, and this man comes up. This man comes up and he goes,
hi, are you guys open?
And of course, I'm in my crusty morning mood, but you know, I try to cheer up because, you know, customer service. Of course. I tell him, oh, we're not open right now, sorry, we open at 10. That's when all the good stuff will come out. And he's like,
you don't have coffee?
And he kind of looks in the direction of the coffee, so if I lied, he would know. So I was like, you know what, yeah, we have coffee, I'll get you a cup of coffee. And then he starts talking to me, and typically I don't mind, it's the morning time, whatever, I'm bored, so I'm talking to the guy. Oh, let me describe the man, by the way. So he's like probably mid-40s, Caucasian. He's dressed like, you can tell he has money. And it's not like I'm dressed like Donald Trump suit type money. It's the, you're dressed so casual that you know you have money. Like, okay, so that's this man. Oh, and I have to give him a name. Okay. Right, I'm gonna name him Tom. So 40-year-old man, his name is Tom. So me and Tom are talking and he's getting to know me. He's like, so what's your name? And like my hat, let me show you my hat. I still have my hat. I was supposed to return this hat when I quit. My name is on the side of the hat. And so he's standing at the register and he's like, so how do you pronounce your name? And I tell him, I'm like, oh, my name's Maciel. He goes,
oh, that's such a beautiful name, just like you.
And I'm like, okay, cool, yikes, got a blast, right? And so, whatever, I'm still being nice because, you know, he's an older man. And okay, so he asks me how much it is for tuition for a whole year. And I tell him, for me, it's about $5,000 or $6,000, including books and all. It's not bad at all because I'm going to a community college, it's not that much. And this man, you know, everything's cool. And he goes,
I'll pay for it.
And I'm like, you know, my little Joanne Prada moment, I'm thinking, yes, let me scam this man for all of the money in his bank. Let me scam you, honey. But of course, I snapped out of it. And so I was like, no, I'm actually, it's okay. He was like,
no, seriously, I can help you pay. Are you sure?
So finally, Benjamin, was that the name I gave him? The other guy that was working with me? Benjamin comes back in and he kind of, Tom looks at him and he's like, okay, like I think you could tell in his face, he's kind of like, okay, I should go now because this guy's probably gonna think I'm creepy. And so he's like,
well, it's really nice to meet you, Maciel.
And I was like, okay, very nice to meet you too, have a great day, you know? I figured I would never see Tom again in my life. I was like, that was a cool offer, but I'm probably never gonna see this man again. About a week passes, I'm at work, of course, opening with Benjamin, who always leaves to God knows where, and Tom comes again. So he comes and he's like,
hey Maciel, nice to see you.
Like, yikes. you're back, right? You know, I get his coffee right away. I'm like, you know what? Let me just make you your coffee. It's actually almost 10, so you should go on out, you know? But of course he's staying, and again, we're talking, and then he insists on buying me my lunch that day. A girl is broke because she almost considered it, but no. I was like, no, it's okay. Thank you, Tom, but it's okay. And he pretty much really wants to pay for something in my life, and he's finding any way to pay for something. So since I kept rejecting his offers to pay for my stuff, he just started complimenting me more. And he was like,
wow, your makeup is so nice.
he was like,
Who taught you? You're so beautiful.
no. So finally he leaves again, the third time. Okay, why is there a third time? But there's a third time. So the third and fourth time were actually like day after day that I saw him. The third time he came, again, he offered. He was like, how's school? And this was like probably 2 weeks after the first time I seen him. He was like,
Let me tell you what I'm trying to do here. You're a beautiful young girl, let me guess, 19, 20, in college. You're working, you look stressed. Have you ever had a sugar daddy?
and I was just like, no, I haven't. He was like,
Well, let me tell you what I do. You have to do nothing but give me your time. Let me be around your beautiful face. Let me spend time with you. And in return, I'll pay for your tuition. I'll pay for your dinner. I'll pay for anything your heart desires, as long as you spend time with me.
nicely. I was like, Tom, you know, you're really nice, but no, I'm not interested. And the fourth time I see him was very similar. But alright, this is the climax. This is the juicy part of the story. After I went to a local supermarket, I don't know if y'all have Kroger everywhere in the world, but it was called Kroger. And I go to Kroger, everything's fine. I'm actually in like, I remember the section I was in. I was in like, it's not called the vegan section, but it's like the natural section where they have like the natural chips and all that jazz. So I'm in that little aisle, that's the word I was looking for. I was in the natural aisle, and then my friend comes. Let me give her a name. They name her Hannah. So Hannah's coming, and she's like, oh my god, Mossy, how are you? I'm like, oh girl, how are you? You look good, you know, we're like catching up. Here's the thing, so she hugs me, right? I'm trying to explain this really well. So the girl hugs me, you know, and you know when you hug people, you have a view of what's behind them. So I'm hugging her, and I look up, and of course, who do I see from the corner? Like, when I tell you my heart just drops, I was like, oh god, like, why? No, we're talking, and this girl goes, oh my god, I totally forgot to introduce you. She's like, Dad!
What the heck? So
I was just like, yo, like, Dad, like, oh, maybe, and then in my head, I was like, maybe, like, she's a sugar baby too. No, but this girl literally met her father, and not like, oh girl, I snatched your father. I mean like, father, like, that's her father. Tom comes over, she's like, this is my friend. The man did not even let her finish her sentence. She was like, this is my friend. He goes,
Marcio.
he did not let his daughter finish her sentence. She goes, this is my friend, and he goes,
Marcio.
and so she's like shook. She looks at him, she's like, how did you know Marcio? And so he just looks at me, he's like,
Oh, I met Marcio a couple weeks ago. Isn't she great?
And I was like, no, don't recognize. Have we met before?
and like, I think she got it. She understood what was going on. She was like she was all smiling. She was like, and she looks at me. She looks at him. Apparently, this is not the first time that has happened. Because you know what Hannah says? Hannah goes, Dad, you didn't. Not again.
Not again? What do you mean not again?
Like, this should not be a consistent thing that has happened with your friends. And this girl goes, did he try to ask you to pay for like your school or something? I was like, because I don't want to put Tom in a bad place. I don't want to be awkward and be like, yeah, your dad's kind of, yeah. And so I was just like, you know? And he was like, he's laughing. He's enjoying this. He's thinking this is like the funniest thing in the world. And she's just like, oh my God, Dad, how many times do I have to tell you to not do that? Like, and specifically what she said, she was like, do you not realize that your sugar babies can end up being my friends? So this, my friend, she's very, like, she knows what's going on. She knows that her father has sugar babies. I was shook. And this was the last time I've ever seen Tom. Like, he laughed about it, and I was just like, okay, well, I gotta go. And anyway, so then she texted me and we laughed about it. Of course, I asked her permission to do this video, and she was like, yeah, he does this all the time.
All the time? Like, why? But anyway.
She was like, as long as you change the name, she's like, this will be funny. I was like, okay. But yeah, so that's the story of how my wannabe sugar daddy ended up being my friend's dad. But yeah, I'm gonna tell that story for a minute. So I hope you guys like the story time. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And